Everybody wants to be an astronaut. Take the long, tall train to the sun. Welcome to the Golden Path Internationals. This is game L, I believe.
Yep.
And of course, this is sponsored by none other than myself. Very proud to be here and talk about this game. We have Roar, Simon Belzeberg, Somancy, and Habboot participating, and we already have a pretty stacked row. I'm joined by ShadySlayer.
Yep, thank you. Hello. Yeah, this Imperium row is mental. Can we just see the leaders, if you can go up a little bit? Oh, no Helena, which is very important. Helena would be an instant pick here, in my opinion. But there are plenty of very strong leaders. Baron and Tessia and Duke Leto are in here. Not a lot after that. Oriana is an option, and Yuna will be an option probably for the player in first position. The tactiles are also quite interesting. We have, I believe that's troop transports down there, and Chamarkin holo projectors.
Mm-hmm. I would be very interested to see if somebody maybe even goes for one of the lesser popular or less popular picks. Romber is certainly interesting in terms of combat potential, considering there is no other very strong combat contender, at least from the get-go. Of course, Leto and Baron very much can pivot to that, maybe even Memnon. Who knows?
I mean, anyone can just buy Shai Hulud and then they are pivoting to full combat anyways, I suppose. Yeah, Liat Kynes in the road, that will be... I'm certain someone will be doing an early reveal for that. It is a bit too good to pass up.
Very possible, yeah.
Let's see what our players...
We don't have a staple deck building leader, I suppose.
I guess Oriana could be considered that in a way, but she is not that impressive when it comes to deck building compared to the two staples, which would be Ikaz and Helena.
Mm-hmm. And even Paul. Yep.
No.
Cool. Let's give them the go and see how this unfolds. A little bit of background about the players. I do know Roar, Somancy, and Habboot. They're all very seasoned players. I'm not familiar with Simon. Do you know anything about them?
I'm afraid not. I do know that Somancy was a part of the previous tournament that he did quite well, and I also do remember seeing the name Habboot, but I do not know much. Mm-hmm. Habboot will be in first position. I'd be quite... I think Somancy would be inclined to grab either Leto or Tessia, and he does go for Leto.
This leaves Simon. Somancy is also very well known for his Tessia, so that could have been interesting to see.
I actually was expecting a Tessia, but Leto is a very good option, obviously. In your fourth position, it's gonna be hard to get to influence on spacing. Leto helps with that.
I think Leto in general is just very, very flexible. Doesn't really matter where he starts. He can always have a huge impact on both factions and whatever else he decides to go for.
He's very consistent.
Tessia in third place on Simon. Roar in second position, of course, as you said, Habboot in first position.
Yeah, Roar will probably be picking up Baron. Wow, going for Yuna.
Yeah, Roar is very well known for his Yuna, though. Not a surprise at all there.
I like it. I'm a big fan of Yuna in second position personally.
Now this is going to be interesting.
Is it
Baron?
Hard one.
It is Baron.
Okay. It's Baron. Okay.
All right. Oof. Let's see what the first hands are going to bring. Okay, Baron, very standard stuff here.
Yeah.
Takes Fremen and Spacing Guild.
No need to reinvent the wheel when it comes to those bombs.
It might be interesting sometimes to just opt out to go for one of the lesser known or less popular secondary factions other than Spacing Guild when Tessia is on the board, especially.
Yeah, but I think spacing is pretty much mandatory.
Yeah, I
And we
agree.
got the skirmish for Solari and a bump for the first place. Baron will be looking to pick up this conflict.
Hmm.
No question about it.
Yeah, I
This is a
would
very
expect
strong
a
one.
Hardy Warriors first here. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Immediately gets the reveal, of course. His two faction bumps, so instant access
Yeah.
to Siege if we desire to.
Some pretty gummy hands all around. No high precision hands. No one drew both convincing. Lots of daggers all around, which will be very tricky. We'll see who opts to just send it for Liat Kynes. Yuna drew awfully all the free mining cards. She will not have access to the. She will not be. She will not be able to deplete from the shipping track in the next round.
That is very bothersome for you.
That
Yeah,
is
she might
tragic.
pick up a
She
card from
has.
Arakeen,
Yeah, I think
perhaps.
she has to go Arakeen. It's Arakeen and a dream for Yuna.
Lido will also have a very high persuasion hand in the second round, so that
Yeah.
would be interesting.
Mhm.
Could go for Shaiolud,
Yeah.
perhaps.
I think Baron will be inclined to just go to tech negotiation here, put down a negotiator, and see if he can grab Liat Kynes.
Now, again, all of these players, as far as I know, are very experienced. I'm not sure about Simon again, but looks good so far. I think
Yeah,
the third position
everything makes
Tessia
sense.
is the third position Tessia is a good pickup, especially with the other leaders that were still in the pool.
No, I'm personally a very big fan of Tessie. I think she's the best leader in the game, which might be a bit controversial with some, but
I
okay.
think
Wow,
I think
not
she
going to
can
Arakeen.
close out a game faster than pretty much anybody else in the game. Maybe Lido, but like the ability to just rush to 10 points.
I
Baron
think
maybe
Baron,
as well. Hmm.
yeah, I think Baron and Tessie are the best at that, which can lead to some very anticlimactic games, obviously.
Hmm. It's like,
Ooh, that is a
ooh,
very good intrigue for Tessia. Strong arm is a very strong one. Now, if Tessia puts in free troops, she will be able to tie Baron in the conflict. She does not know that, but also I don't think she wants that. I think she's fine with second place here. If she could win the combat, if she drew a combat entering by chance, then she would definitely be going for it. As is, she's gonna have to just let him have half the shipping in the game.
when Yuna chose not to go for Arakeen, she instead is
Very weird.
securing her first water.
I
Probably an expectation to go Hardy Warriors in the second combat. She will have one dagger on top of 3 troops potentially. We'll see what that brings.
Wow, everyone is going in for the Solari, for the early Solari.
That is a very contested combat.
Oh, this is a tragedy for the Baron.
Yep.
Lito tying him in the combat, that is awful for him. There will be no shipping by him. Tessia will be shipping quite a bit. Lito with the 2 daggers.
At least they are on opposite sides of the table, so even if they have both unlocked shipping, they will
Yeah,
share it half the time. Get the liaison pickup for Tessia. Yuna gets more Solari, of course. That is a really good card that you can even keep in your deck for a bit. Like with other leaders, you usually want to get rid of the assassination drone as quickly as possible. Another liaison pickup, and yeah, Baron, of course, is the one to get a very juicy Liat Kynes early on, so that will probably pave the way for a more deck buildy deck, I suppose.
yeah. Also, Tessia has got to be looking at the combat and rubbing her hands. This was as good as it gets for her, really.
Get second place, see 2 other
Machinations is the next
contenders.
combat. How does Yuna have
Third
two?
place.
Oh, she bought the water pillar. I'm stupid. Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
already knew Yuna's hand was not going to be very good. She could go Hardy Warriors, but she's kind of short on troops now.
Yeah,
What is she
again,
going to opt for?
she can only get to 7. Okay. Goes to wealth.
Well,
Continues her
she
path to probably go for 8 Solari for a Salt
yeah
Master.
no, or she can just buy the Shai Hulud, which I think would be the play here. Buy Shaikolud, trash the assassination mission, then you can ship for more Solari by your Swordmaster in the next round.
And that is only possible if Lido does not already earlier reveal with his very strong high persuasion
Yeah,
cards.
Lito could go tech negotiation and then just instant reveal. But he might not be so inclined to do that with his ring in his hand. I think he really wants to play that as much as possible.
Tessia, as expected, goes for shipping access, goes to fold space. Now here comes Lido, also probably on his way to a relatively early Swordmaster. Would be able to pick it up
Yeah.
next round because Yuna will be behind him.
Baron is looking at his options and they're not pretty. He should, if I were Baron, I would probably just go to still suits, try to get that alliance under wraps as soon as possible, and then maybe ring to Karthag if that's left, or maybe ring to Hagabasin. But it's not looking very pretty.
To be honest, everybody is starved for troops after that first combat.
Yeah.
So anything is possible.
Tessia forgot her key, but she will be grabbing that one Solari.
She is
It's
allowed
always
to
worth
do
it.
it, apparently. Normally, players, of course, can agree not to let somebody backtrack and do something that was optional. In this
However,
case, they do allow it.
I mean, first of all, it depends on the group, of course, but most players are usually just let it slide because otherwise the game would be going on for way too long. Baron goes to Karthag. He will probably be buying a second intrigue as well. That
Ooh,
ambush
finds
is
ambush.
juicy.
Yeah, that is very good for him because he might be able to take this combat now if he
And
deploys
finds.
troops.
Is that an infiltrate?
That is an infiltrate, yeah.
Oh, wow. All of a sudden, he doesn't have to deploy anything. He can just go to siege next round, but he does opt for both troops in. This is a very good turn of events for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the ambush, that should be a pretty safe combat. Now comes the Hurricane.
Very odd.
One round too late, one might think.
Not just one round delayed, but not going for the Shai Hulud is. I understand maybe they didn't want to go and get rid of all of their Solari that quickly, but I think Shai Hulud is one of those cards that's really worth it, especially this early on.
I did not
It
see
helps with
that
your
play
deck
either,
building.
though. Yeah, but I agree. That would have been a really good and shrewd play to go for it. Lido also chose not to go for Shaialud.
Lito had more to lose
Mm,
because he would just be going to tech negotiation and revealing. Yuna would be also setting up High Council for the future.
mm-hmm, absolutely.
Which I felt like maybe it would have been better for her, but of course she opted not to do it. Or Persuasion, not much to buy with that. Hmm. Yuna, of course, the only one with two water, so she is sitting over that grid flat. However, actually, no one can join her on the two water because Tessie has no more actions. So she will be taking control of that spot for a while, which is very good for her.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind, Baron grabs the water, and if he wins the combat, which he will also be able to grab the from an
The
alliance,
for another water.
which is very good for him. Yuna is probably looking at the truth serum with two unload cards and saying yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, one unload card. I forgot that the assassination mission is
It's
not an
yeah,
unload.
yeah, that's true. But it is very
Still,
much a card that you can get rid of in a pinch. I guess as Yuna with two Solari gained, it's a pretty solid card still to have for your reveal.
it's better, but it's still not ideal. Lido buys a liaison, and that's it basically for.
Same for Tessio. Also gets the
And
liaison.
Baron will also be buying a liaison, but he'll be much happier than the rest of the table with that.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you could even argue that the other players might just get liaisons only to deny more Fremen cards to Baron. Oh,
Oh,
he actually goes for Spice Hunter.
wow. Whew. Golly.
That's interesting.
Oh, there's a smuggler slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
a very good card in its own regard. How many liaisons are even left?
5 or 6? 4 even.
4. Wow.
Okay. Here comes the ambush. Baron is going
Baron
to
will
take
not
this
even blink.
combat.
It does so much for him. It gives him shipping access. It gives him the alliance.
Mm-hmm. Tessia still will have shipping for the upcoming round first.
Yeah. Then Baron will have it for 2 rounds. He will also be able to snag the Great Flat under Yuna's nose, which will be quite painful for her.
Yeah, she has been saving a lot of water over the course.
Tessia draws a very interesting hand. The combat is not something that you really want to invest in. The meta is quite nice usually, but you don't really want to put in all of your troops for it. Tessia, of course, goes shipping.
We
Nothing.
have 3 players who are already completely starved for troops, as all of
Yeah.
them have been in combat repeatedly, and
This
now,
game is getting bloody.
and it is, out of all the heroes, I would say Tessia is the least likely to go for a combat route. Now, she did get troop transports, and she
Which,
has a pretty good shipping access guaranteed for the rest of the game, or for most of the game, which means
for half the game, really.
yeah, for half the game, I guess. Yeah, that's correct. So she does have a lot of value sitting there in that 2 spice tech, which will allow her probably pretty free reigns on future combats. This combat, unfortunately, not the most contested in general, as it is very very unpopular.
Yeah.
Before the last turn, at least, or the last level 2 combat.
I wonder what Baron will be doing now. He has his Liat Kynes sitting there very lonely, no other Fremens in hand. I think he needs to grab at least 2 or 3 liaisons, and there are only 4 left. The rest of the row is either expensive or pretty mediocre, which will lead to the liaisons leaving the row very quickly.
He already opted to go for a spy center rather than liaison, which
I don't
I
understand it
find,
personally.
yeah, I find it
Blasphemous?
curious. I wouldn't say blasphemous because it just says that, okay, I already know that I'm getting a lot of persuasion. I don't need a lot of persuasion on top of the persuasion. I would like to have access instead.
Yeah.
That's what that's telling me.
Fair enough. Baron goes and grabs the 5 spice. He will also be... Yeah, he will be snagging an intrigue. Finds Water Peddlers Union. Not the best, but you're not really gonna turn your nose up at a free water, so why not? Yuna will be getting her smuggling now. Never mind. She just grabs the spice. Also uses her signet ring.
Ooh, okay. That's interesting. That sounds like Conspire next.
Yeah, it does kind of look like it. Surely not full space next.
Because she needs more troops anyway if she wants to. Oh, maybe she's not conspiring. Oh no!
Maybe she's just
Look at
digging
that
for
cursor. I can see the
space.
cursor. Look at that. That is that is a telltale cursor.
Yeah. Tessia goes to still suits. I don't think she will be using the strong arm now. I think she would probably want to use it later on. Grabs a water and will get. Oh, never mind. Goes to Hardy. Whereas instead, will get a water back for her troubles because of the key.
That's probably why she did it, because she gets the water back.
Yeah.
So there's more use in getting even more troops.
Yeah. Yeah, Tessia will be very hard to beat in combats for a while until Baron gets his shipping up. The infiltrate will help. I would not be surprised to see him just infiltrate to shipping.
Who? That is a good question.
Or what? Perchance. I have no idea what is going on. Oh, yeah, it seems... No, that was 2 combats ago. Leader did forget to grab a water, I think. Yeah, we were just completely... Yeah. He was third in that combat. He did put in a troop, and if I remember correctly, well, Tessia did not put anything in the last one.
Correct. That's why she was the only one starting out with troops this round.
Yeah, Tessia also does have 4 persuasion. If there are no early reveals, she will be very, very glad to grab that smuggler's daughter. Leto gets shipping access for next round. Very big for him. Baron will not be thrilled with that. Speaking of Baron, what do you reckon he's gonna do now? What's the move? Just card tag and hope you find something?
I mean, getting more intrigues is never a bad thing, but honestly,
Oh, he could also just infiltrate onto the interstellar shipping
yeah.
if he
I don't
wants
know.
to.
I don't know
It's
what the
not nice.
value of that is. You might as well just go smuggling and keep the infiltrate for later, if you
Yeah,
want another bump.
I don't know. I'm looking at Chowmerky. I'm a big fan of Chowmerky personally, so it would allow him to get it in 2 actions instead of 3, which would be worse.
I think he wants to keep as much spice as possible to go to selective breeding repeatedly, though, because drawing more cards with Leah Kinds in deck is usually the way to do it.
But he would need to set his deck up for that first. He has 1 Fremen other than that, and it's also 1 Persuasion Fremen.
He does have 5 this reveal. Might be getting him 2 more liaisons if he gets to it first.
Yeah, he really should be buying 2 liaisons, no questions asked.
There is the Conspire, after all.
Picks up a refocus for her troubles. Yuna will be sitting on 4 water. I wonder what she's going to be doing with that. Yep, Tessia grabs the smuggler's topter, and look what the cat dragged in. Full-scale assault pulls up in the row. Very combat-heavy row with that, Gilded Accord, and Shai Hulud, but no one's going for it. Leto picks up an intrigue, gets glimpse of the path, very nice. Always a good intrigue.
Always useful.
Now Baron's gonna reveal.
It's
I
2
mean,
liaisons. 100%.
I mean,
Has to be.
there are no other options, right? Yep, there's 1, there's 2. And Yuna will be revealing for 1, 2 Solari in the water. Sitting on 4 water, I mean, that's bound to fund some research station trips and some hardy warriors, but I don't know what she's gonna do with that.
Yeah, you would expect her to go for the Swordmaster first action next round.
She might not have to rush it unless Leto ships for Solari.
She does, because Tessia will be up to 9 Solari winning
Oh
this
yeah,
combat.
she finishes the combat and gets to the victor. Very nice, very nice. Puts her to 4 Solari. For Spice, sorry, 9 Solari.
Very good draw.
Yeah, Yuna grabs an expedite.
Not that I would doubt that she wouldn't be able to grab more combats this game, but I often find that
Oh my
when you
lord,
get to the victor, oh my god.
Oh, look what Tessia drew. Holy. Look what Leto drew.
Leto
has a spice.
I'm looking at Leto, yeah.
Oh god, what is going on? Yuna finds the blasted water peddler again and doesn't have access to the Swordmaster. She's gonna have to refocus and pray. Leto just slams
Instantly
glimpse the path.
Yep.
No shipping access for Leto.
Also very sad.
The good Duke is in shambles.
Listen up though. Tessia also doesn't have shipping access.
Yeah. Nah, Baron has it. Baron is going to do it anyway.
Baron is going to grab it anyway, but that's just funny that 2 players with shipping access don't come up with shipping access, and then the Swordmaster player does not have Swordmaster.
Well, everyone just drew awful hands. This is incredible.
Yep. I
Also,
mean, Lito's hand is not catastrophic because he
yeah,
can
because he
grab
can just buy a spice.
either or. Uh, I think at this point I would go for full scale assault. You can't
Yeah,
just leave the field for Tessia to sweep up every single combat.
yeah, full skill is very nice for Lito. Also sets you up quite nicely for if you find Grand Conspiracy, an intrigue that's usually hard to get 2 points on. Oh, plans within plans for Baron. He
Fantastic for
wow,
him.
he ignores shipping and he will be rewarded for it as
Because
Tessie.
nobody has it. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think he did this to
Oh, there it
force.
is.
Yeah,
She gets Swordmaster.
yeah. Uh, good for Yuna. Yeah, he was doing this to force the other two players' hands, as he would now get his 8th Solari by going to Conspire, which is quite interesting. Surely you just discard the Water Peddler. Yeah, okay. 5 water for Yuna Moritani. Much better, says Habboot.
Yep.
Is he talking about the
The
discard,
water
or
peddler
yeah,
over
or is he talking about his
diplomacy. Yeah.
intrigues? Oh wow! Mind you, Tessie can also grab a Spice on slow if she just goes to High Council.
Yeah, she's in the same position as Leto exactly. They have identical hands.
Oh my god! This is just cruel, man. This is cruel.
And this unfortunately often is the problem when you go too hard on combat and you do have this perfect setup, everything is going your way, you have like the dominating position to get every single combat, and then you just don't get proper combats that give victory points.
Yeah. Or you just draw like this.
Or this, yes.
Yeah, Lido.
Granted, all four of them drew terribly, which means the next round is going to be very spicy.
Yeah. Uh, also, we might be seeing all the 3 big combat cards in a row right now, just getting picked up this round. Lido goes to the Mentat without the Mentat. he just spends the Solari to draw a card. Why?
I don't know. You could have just gone tech negotiations, called it a day.
I guess he wanted to get an action.
Oh no, he wants to see where the combat goes because.
Yeah.
Oh no, he didn't
No.
get Mentat. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he didn't get a stall. But maybe he just wanted to draw cards so that he can play something onto Karthag, for example, to get like 3rd place in the combat or something. I don't know. This game is weird. Baron might be thinking about infiltrating to Swordmaster. I would not be surprised if he goes for it. It's quite tempting. Also,
Yeah,
interstellar shipping still untaken. Yep, he infiltrates on Swordmaster. He probably realizes that interstellar shipping will not be taken by anyone else, and he will just be able to grab it at the end of the round.
That has to be one of the most impressive rounds I've ever seen.
Yuna goes to
imagine
research.
Baron understanding this and seeing that nobody's taking shipping.
No, but it's risky because Lido just drew a card.
Oh, it is very risky. But it somehow manages to pan out.
Forgot, yeah. I think he just forgot that shipping was a spot to go to.
Oh, okay. Shots fired.
Maybe. No, I'm kidding. No, but I mean, I do agree with him that he should probably be focusing on getting Swordmaster. Tessia just buys a Dreadnought because she doesn't know what else to do, and will probably be picking up Chow Murky with the 2 intrigues to it. I would not be surprised to see that. Alternatively, she could also grab Hollow Projectors if she wanted to make sure that hands like this don't happen again. No, goes for Chomurky. Chomurky is such a good deck.
Chomurky, especially when it's like between first, second advance and 3rd probably advances. Again, the mode in the round of 14 is that the first 2 players will advance to the quarterfinals, and the best 8 3rd places will also advance. So getting any kind of position really, other than fourth position, is absolutely worth it in this mode.
Baron gets his shipping. Oh my god. Make it stop. Oh, this is so funny. Yeah. Also,
He's having a grand old time here.
also Tessia getting Secrets of the Sisterhood is very nice. With that and Strongarm, she can grab the Bene Gesserit Alliance in one action, which is
Mm-hmm.
extremely funny.
Mm-hmm.
Baron gets the Solari, probably trying to fund his High Council. Yuna has another action. She has 2, 4, 6, 8 to buy right now, so she could just go to tech negotiation and get ready for a Spice Must Load this round.
Baron chooses to simply secure his Fremen alliance as Tessia is slowly creeping up on him.
Yeah, it's safe enough to go for that. Although,
With
uh,
plans within plans, you would
yeah, I
imagine
was
that
gonna say
something
that.
else takes precedence here.
Yeah, especially because Tessia is incentivized to chase other alliances, or rather go to other tracks because of her keys.
Hmm.
That that is playing a bit too safe for my liking.
I don't mind the one bump. You don't have to go all the way, but like getting that fifth bump in any kind of faction track will usually put other people that are like far behind off from chasing you ever.
Only
So
reason I mind it, and hear me out on this, is he bought Spice Hunter. It's going to be in his next hand, and he has a water, so he can just go to Hardy Warriors anyways next round.
that is true. He will likely go to Fremen at least one more time or two more
So
times.
this just feels like a waste of a bump, and he cannot afford that really. With plans, every bump counts.
Hmm.
Although,
He's also in a position still where he can close out this game fairly quickly if he plays his cards right,
yeah.
I feel.
Also, of course, it depends on how the combats go and everything. But with Liat Kynes and the liaisons in his grip, he should be able to just go mental when it comes to earlier points. Tessia will be getting High Council. Yep. So she will be having 8 to buy. That makes her Swordmaster really hard to get though. Leto grabs full scale, obviously getting ready to get stuck into some more contested combats with that. Always a very nice card. I think it's also very good for Duke Leto just by the virtue of he is more incentivized to go for Dreadnought than other characters because they're cheaper for him. Slightly surprising to see Baron and not grab a liaison. I would have thought he'd do that.
And Yuna is officially done collecting water.
Yeah. I
Trashes
mean,
the water peddler for
the
the
4 water.
last water she's going to see out of it.
I think that the 4 water is gonna get her to the end of this game almost.
Yeah.
Tessia gets the third best combat card in the row out of the big three. Grabs Guild Accord. Can't be mad at that. But she will have to go a bit higher on the track if she actually wants it to do something.
Mm-hmm. And now that she already has the snooper token from the Spacing Guild, it might be a little harder for her to creep up there.
We'll see. But I mean, she might just keep it to play it. You know, just you get a 33% discount on Highliner. It's pretty good. It's a decent deal.
For sure.
Yeah. Leto will be winning this combat, so he will be drawing an intrigue and getting free spice. It's quite interesting
She
to see.
could die. Yep, but
No,
chooses not to
no,
do that.
no point. Leto draws. Ooh, that's interesting. He might be going for some. He might be getting cheeky with some combats with that. Baron draws his Spice Hunter, and there's the Liat Kynes.
Draws it
Goodness
again.
gracious,
Nice.
what is he gonna do?
Ooh, Yuna has a very unfortunate hand.
Oh lord.
That is terrible. She has almost no way of getting more cards at all, and she's just stuck there with her 3
I
ages.
mean, she's absolutely grabbing meta at first thing first.
I mean, she has to, right?
Yeah, I think it's mandatory. See, the thing with Baron now, like, he wants to go shipping, but seeing as he drew Liat Kynes, I'd prefer him to just go to still suits and then play Water Peddlers Union and draw free. However, that would just mean that he completely wasted the bump on shipping last round. Never mind, he's what? Oh, okay. This is the alternative. Just get into combat.
I don't mind it, but I feel like
I
he has no chance of
Yeah,
winning
I was
this.
gonna say it feels a bit overly optimistic. Like, I mean, but who knows? Tessia is not very well equipped for the combat. Then again, Tessia will probably be welcoming the free shipping round for her. Yuna Moritani plays the Shai Hulud because why wouldn't you? Grabs the 4 spice and she will be trashing the assassination mission for 2 troops and is that 6 Solari? No,
5
5.
Solari.
I always forget if it's 4 or 5 when trashing. Oh, there's
So
the
she
one more
will
for you.
not be grabbing Mentat, which means she is content with
Sh-
trying to go for 2 other green spaces this
I
turn, I
mean, she
suppose.
might be grabbing Mentat if it's left up to her.
Hmm.
Probably not though. Yeah. Leto can pounce on someone as soon as they're starting for alliance. This game, which is quite interesting. He, with his ring and the 2 intrigues in his grip, he can completely blindside someone. Tessia, another high persuasion hand for her. Gets her shipping. Goes up to. She also might be incentivized to use her ring in the next action, deplete away from the Fremen, knowing that she'll probably be hitting up Fremen one more time this game, getting up one on Bene Gesserit, and trying to get a get get an upper hand in getting that alliance as soon as possible.
And she is buying Spice Miss Flow this turn, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
It's
I
about
mean,
time.
she is. She should probably be. I don't know. I think she might even just hit up smuggling and ignore this combat, although that feels really bad. Actually, no. Smuggling does not ignore the combat because she has troop transports.
She does, yeah.
So she can actually do a lot of damage in this conflict. However, not enough, as Baron already has 4 troops in.
Hmm. Yeah, she
Depend.
would have to commit with a city space, which she can do by any means.
I mean, yes, but also she could just. Mm, Actually, no, no. Yeah, no, she has to go to Karthag probably and hope she hits something, which
I
feels
think with
bad.
those entries, she has a lot of potential here. She could be
Yeah.
like double bumping with strong arm into Emperor. Oh no, she doesn't have access actually. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking as well.
I mean, with smuggling, she could double bump Emperor,
But
which would give her the 2 extra troops. Oh,
but she
she
cannot put them
can't.
in.
Yeah, she can't put him
That's
in.
the issue. No, I think I was looking at getting a bump on the Bene Gesserit, but that will not do much for her either. No,
Hmm.
it's a very, very peculiar spot.
These players are playing very fast. I have to say that. This is I'm expecting Tessia to like take a little more time because even even with 2 commentators, we have trouble figuring out what she could do next.
It is a very, very odd hand. Baron will be going where exactly? Erikin?
Hmm.
Erikin it is.
For
Oh, that
more
is the best
persuasion.
card he could have drawn. All of a sudden, this game does not look so grim for the good Baron. He will be buying a Spice and Slow this round and getting,
Mm-hmm.
most likely, a combat point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now with those extra troops, he says, I'm done with combat for the next 2 or 3 rounds, but I will
Probably
be
the
grabbing
rest of
this
the
one.
game.
Yeah.
He very well could not go into another combat ever again.
He likely won't. I don't expect this game to be going for 9 rounds.
I don't expect any game of Dune to be going 9 rounds. Christ.
That is true, yes. Usually something very odd has to happen, and people have like spy satellites and a lot of
Yep,
extra
Tessia
tech
depletes.
points. Hmm?
Tessia does deplete from the Fremen and goes up one on the Emperor. Very reasonable. Euclido decides he probably wants to buy a Spice Slow, which will lead to going for a selective breeding. trashes a dagger, draws 3 cards. Dagger, recon, missing 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in hand. He will be able to grab a spice if he wants it.
Round 5, 3 players buying Spice Flow. That's quite ridiculous.
Mm. Yep, the players have gotten out of the mindset of I need to get a setup, and they're now just thinking, where can I get points? Of course, Baron has started running away with when it comes to current points, but I think he might start plateauing as other players' more long-term setups started coming into effect. And while he does have Liat Kynes, he will not be drawing her nearly as often as he would like. He's probably going to be looking at Yuna's Water Peddler and thinking, damn, that was a good idea. We'll grab, well, that's 2 water for him. Very good buy for him. Spaceport shows up. I have only ever seen that intrigue bought when someone needs to draw 2 cards desperately. And everything else taken. Tech, not intrigue, if I said like that. Yuna just buys a Dreadnought. Very reasonable. Shows
It's
that
probably
she will be
hollow.
fighting. Yeah, Hollow is very nice. Well, I mean, Sonic Snooper is also decent. She might just want to play Russian roulette with intrigues. I would not blame that.
Yeah, she does not have exactly exciting intrigues in hand,
I
but
mean,
decides to go for
Rival
Hollow.
Army. I mean, they're not exactly non-exciting. It's just she could go digging for points if she wanted to. Somancy is up, plays his ring. Wow. I think that's a bit
Okay.
overkill. I think that's completely
What?
unnecessary. Why? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13 to buy.
What was the point of that?
I am. I'm sorry,
We're,
what?
we're, we're gonna have to ask him later
No, no,
what
no.
what
I
the thought process here was.
completely do not understand it. Negotiative withdrawal for Yuna Moritani.
So Mancy is way too good of a player not to have thought of something here. So I would be intrigued to hear.
Uh, can you check how many cards he has in his deck? How many left? Only one. Okay, that maybe he just wants to shuffle his deck as much as possible. But only one. So it's his deck is this and the diplomacy.
Yep.
That's depressing. Depressing, but might just work. Yeah, obviously he will be playing that, trying to get as much troops into his garrison as possible.
Hmm.
Not much to grab with that.
What,
With the
was that
intrigue.
calculated higher or what? No, what is the card
No,
called?
it's the I forgot the name of it. Can you please just over it? It's the acquire a card for 3 that costs 3 or less,
Hmm.
or pay 2 spice to grab a 5 or less cost card.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I just don't know the name again.
Yeah, he
Bypass
will
protocol.
be buying a spice most slow. Yeah, bypass protocol. Thank you. He was going to be buying that spice most slow anyways, but I guess he really wanted to buy the spice.
All 3 of them got the Spiceman's Flow. Again, Somancy has overshot by quite a bit, which allowed him to also buy calculated withdrawal.
No, he didn't. No, Yuna has negotiated.
Oh, negotiated withdrawal. Yeah, that is correct. What did he
Yeah,
buy?
no,
Did he buy
nothing.
anything? Nothing.
Just a spice.
Just the spice. Okay.
We're gonna have to talk with him about
Yeah.
this. I don't get this. Also, 3 players with sporting 1 dreadnought each.
I mean, maybe he was trying to get to the full scale assault somehow, just so he could place more troops in his garrison for the upcoming combats.
I mean, possibly, but wow, was it really worth it?
It's two
Because he had a,
water.
I mean, he had 1 more guaranteed spice and slow for sure
Then
with
again,
that
he
free
does
water.
get another water from that combat, so maybe it
Fair
balances
enough.
it out.
Yep. Lord knows. Yeah. Also, how does anyone know how Tessia plans to actually buy her Swordmaster now?
I don't think she's going for Swordmaster.
At all? No, she has to. I think,
No,
yeah.
as Tessia, you really don't have to.
Um,
It's
then,
it's weird to be playing a combat heavy game though without
yeah.
a third action. So
Yeah. I
we'll
think she'll
see.
probably be grabbing something. We'll see. She will be getting shipping as Yuna does not have access to interstellar shipping still.
Also, three
Yuna.
players now sitting on dreadnoughts. None of them have won a combat so far. With the dreadnought at least.
Oh my god. Okay. I mean, you're right. You don't have to say it, but you're right. Yuna will be picking up her signaturing ability as well with this. It's an interesting use of it. I would have thought she'd go smuggling up first. I guess she doesn't care for the second bump. I think she just wants to save her actions. We might very well be seeing a highliner from Miss Moritani, although I'm not sure if that would be worth it for this combat.
It's also possible that Tessia goes fishing for her
I
guild
think that
accord.
I think Tessia for Guild Accord now. Why? Nah. I think she'd much rather find it for a 2-point combat.
Hmm.
Yep, Tessia will be going shipping.
Shipping. Hmm.
Also, this gave her her 8 Solari if she grabs the money. Very, very generous from Yuna.
Shrewd play.
Makes Tessia's life much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Tessia obviously not very grateful for that. Decides to just try and ruin Yuna's life by going in and taking her combat point, but fine.
I mean, she's currently sitting on 3 victory points and
Yeah, both of
falling
them
behind
are.
quite a bit. Mm.
Yeah, the thing is, where does Baron get a point this round?
He
Research
has
station
he
and
has all
play.
the actions he wants. A lot of possibilities on the table for him. None of them are
Um,
particularly impressive though so far.
okay. Yeah, Duke Leader just grabs the Mentat. Still cycling through his deck, obviously.
He's also very content with just sitting back, watching where this combat goes. He does have options with full scale assault in hand again.
Yeah. If he wishes, he can get into this combat.
If he
Funnily enough,
really wanted to, he could even go to something like Dreadnought with the Signet Ring. Get 2 Dreadnoughts in play, have full scale assault in the back of his hand for 6 extra swords. A lot of options here
I,
for Leto.
yeah. Right now, Baron, on the surface of it, Baron seems to be running away with it, but in reality, I think it's closer than it seems. Tessie has a lot of points hanging in the balance right now. She is 3 bumps away from 3 more points, and if any character can grab those bumps, it's Tessia Vernius.
Mm-hmm.
The question of it is not if, but when she will grab them and how she will use the remaining keys and which alliances she will get. Currently, the only one with a faction alliance is Baron Harkonnen. Baron
Mm.
obviously grabs the High Council. I think
Yep.
we're
Tries
expecting
to
that to happen
tries to
sometime.
close out the game as quickly as possible. Wants to go for another Spice Must Flow
Yeah.
purchase. Here
Now that his
comes
alliance is
Highliner.
safe. Yeah, okay. Highlander from Mauritania. Okay. I
That is
guess you
also
need more
1 more
water.
point. Yeah. Always need more water as Yuna
Yeah.
when you have been stacking water the entire game pretty much.
That puts in 5 troops. This will guarantee that this is her combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Baron, he can buy a Spice and Slow this round. No question about it. But the real question comes: How is he gonna do it next round?
I think Tessia is going to be very discontent with this. She was denied by her own draw, of course, but she was denied Swordmaster. And as a direct result, I feel she has fallen behind with combats. She was ready to dominate this game in terms of combats.
Yeah,
Instead, we got a full scale assault on Leto that he was already able to play or have in hand twice. Yuna now got Highliner. Baron did his early game meddlings, so Tessia is kind of left hanging in the air with their game plan, I feel.
Lido just tosses in a Dreadnought because really, why wouldn't you? Picks up the Bene Gesserit friendship point. The question is, will Baron go to research station now? That is what I want to know.
That is how he would get to a Spice Mist Flow, right?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
see any other good option.
I do see one. It would be grabbing one spice, then
And
going
then
to
selective.
selective breeding,
Mm.
which I almost want to say is better for him. Should Tessia not block it, because she's the only one that can even step on that spot. No one else has two spice, because it also does work on his plans within plans. He needs to grab either 2 bumps for an additional point in the end game, or 5 bumps for 2 points.
When you see plans within plans in the hand of a Baron, you think like, wow, that is something very achievable. That is something he can absolutely strive for. But is he really going for that at all? I think him taking the bump earlier with the Fremen might have been a telltale sign of him
Woohoo!
not going for it in the first place. Now he
Yeah,
draws Lead Kynes, and he will be able to buy that Spice Must Flow with ease.
I think he really didn't want to see it though. I think he was buying this spice even without Lead Kinds.
Yeah, he
He wanted
was.
to see her next round with 2 more Fremens. This is quite unfortunate actually for him. As funny as that sounds, finds Lead Kinds and we call him unfortunate. I do think he will be playing his diplomacy to secrets just because it gets him 1 bump closer to a point for that, and I think he just wants to end this game as soon as humanly possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because every round after that, he will be falling behind. His deck
Yes.
will start getting gummed up with Spice Must Lows.
Yeah, for Baron. It's pretty much the choice between trying to end the game as quickly as possible, making a lot of or creating a lot of pressure with the Lead Kynes being drawn into hand over and over again, or going for plans within plans and then just winning through the two ridiculous uh, victory points that are on top of everything at the end of the game.
Yeah. Vernius goes.
Goes for the Emperor Alliance
Yeah, I mean,
with the strong arm. Mm-hmm.
really not much anyone else is gonna do about it. I don't think anyone cares about the Emperor Alliance too much. Although Duke Leto could very well do it.
Interesting. She
The question,
chooses to sacrifice a non deployed troop, thinking she might actually be able to get to second place.
I mean, yeah, that is wishful thinking.
Mm.
But also, the part of it is she also might not want to have too many troops in garrison, because with the 3 actions around, the maximum amount of troops you can deploy out of garrison is 6. And she will also be going shipping first thing next round, meaning only 4 troops out of her garrison will ever be able to be deployed, actually. If I'm making sense.
Yeah, you are. I would argue that the deployed troops are useless. Baron
I
is
mean,
absolutely not
yeah,
overtaking you, even if you only have 2 troops. So,
okay,
and
yeah,
you,
no.
and you're absolutely not getting second place against Alito with 3 intrigues in hand. You don't know what they are. Plus, he has full
Yeah.
scale assault in the deck.
Yeah,
But
I think that they were just not expecting to see full scale again. Baron picking up an intrigue, or like what's the plan here, Mega? Where are we going with this? Can't get a water. Goes for
ooh,
a fold space.
so he is trying to eye up
I
that
mean, just grab one
plans within
point on it,
plans.
if
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
else. It's a very, very easy point to get. Might be 2 points overall because he might just grab your lines.
It might also be very um, useful just because it's all about placement. And with a Tessia with Chow Murky, don't really want to be stuck with like few points because she's
Yeah,
gonna beat you in tiebreakers.
yeah. Yuna reveals for 4. Thinks about Gunthopter. Thinks a little bit more. Grabs the Gunthopter. Remini Camp is out. Baron will probably be thinking that he wished that that had come out a little bit sooner. Tessia says no to Fremen Camp. That is a very good conflict card. I'm very surprised
Mm,
that she's not going for it. It would go in quite nicely with the rest of her with the rest of her strategy, in fact. But okay.
yeah, as I said before, I think she has realized that she has fallen behind too much in terms of combat power.
But no, but she will be winning the next conflict.
I mean,
No, but
one would hope, yeah, with Guild Accord being
yeah, exactly.
drawn next, she should be
Shipping,
winning that.
shipping, and Guild Accord. I'd be shocked if she didn't.
Hmm. But then she also doesn't need Fremen Camp, right?
But that's for the combat after. Come on, keep up.
How is she gonna pay for it though? She will have to get more spice, and
She will grab 2 spies from shipping next round, and she already has 4 for the Guild Accord.
hmm,
If nothing else, it reveals for 2 and a sword, I suppose.
she opted to buy nothing, right?
Yes, she did.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess I would have bought it over buying nothing, perhaps.
Lido goes here, finds is that poison super?
Yeah.
Quite nice. Wow.
Actually, here's a good reason why she should have bought Fremen Camp. Baron is gonna possibly
No,
be buying Fremen Camp,
no,
and he
Baron is
wants.
buying a spice, but
Well,
yeah,
she
she didn't
doesn't
know
know
that.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, that is true.
you
Although,
want to deny him Fremen Camp.
actually, no, she can probably assume it. With 5 cards in hand and High Council and getting rid of the dagger already, I think it was relatively safe to say that the old Baron was just gonna grab it now. 8th point for Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. But
Does not
the
mean
rest,
that he didn't have 13 points though. That could have been possible.
that's true. The thing is that slowly but surely, the rest of the table is catching up to Baron when it comes to points.
As per usual.
Yeah,
Baron is
Duke
very
Lida.
quick off the rails, but then slowly dwindles down, which is why he really wants to end this game next combat.
Yeah, Yuna will be picking up her point for this combat. Duke Lido will be grabbing an intrigue. Yuna, do you just put it over Karthag? No, wait, no, you're getting Karthag here.
Mm-hmm.
So you just send the you always send it to Imperial Basin because it's the same odds of that in Arakeen, and you'd rather have Basin than Arakeen. Everyone has their Sword Master, everyone but Leto has High Council. On to the first stage 3 conflict we go. Hey, Baron will not be thrilled with this. And Tessia draws very nicely.
I mean, whatever Baron draws, he's gonna have a big problem because he needs Liet Kynes again. But how is he gonna get there without water? That's gonna be difficult, especially in third position.
Baron is in a bind. He very well might not be doing anything this round.
Mm.
And that is not where you want to be in this game. Tessia.
The good thing for him is it is, in quotation marks, only Grand Vision in terms of combat, so nobody's going to be pulling way ahead.
Yeah. Wow. This is really funny.
Tessia is up to 7. Finds the Sleeper Must Awaken. Mm-hmm.
Finds a straight up bloody point.
She does need one more spice though, so she can also buy Highliner.
Let me do some thinking. I'm quite sure Tessia ends the game if she wins this combat. If she wins this combat and goes to Highliner, she will be getting a point for the Spacing Guild Alliance, a point for the Fremen Friendship, that's 2 points. A point for the Sleeper Must Awaken, yeah, she's gonna be on 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see anyone else winning this combat. Yuna does not have enough troops to do much. Duke Leto does not have enough troops to do anything.
So, quick explanation to see where Shady was going with this. Tessia can, of course, theoretically win this combat. She would be able to get a double bump from the combat reward, which she could use for either Fremen or the Spacing Guild, and then she also has
Demand respect.
Demand Respect in hand, which would give her another bump. If she gets to another 3 spice, she might even unlock the double bump from that.
No, she doesn't need it. She only needs a single bump on the Fremen.
That's true, but we'll see what Baron does if he's
Yeah.
able to
Anything.
get a bump somehow.
Duke Leto decides that it is way past the time for anything, any setups, anything. He's going to be probably just sending all 5 of these intrigues back. Yep.
That's exactly what he's doing. Oh, maybe keeps that one because he does have a terrible hand, and he might be wanting to send one of those convincing arguments out as a card,
Oh
as an
god.
agent card.
I mean, yeah, but I think you just go and draw free if Yuna doesn't block that. Rapid mobilization. Wow. He would be terrifying if he had more troops. Or his good combat cards.
So for the viewers, because I don't want to go over them, that is Master Tactician, which gives him 3 swords, or he can withdraw troops. Rapid Mobilization, which is a plot card that lets you place all of the troops in the combat from your garrison. What is that one called? You pay 3 Solari for
zoom
3
in on
troops.
it. Zoom in on it without hovering over it. Just zoom in near it.
Reinforcements.
Yeah, and tiebreaker.
And tiebreaker,
so,
of course.
yeah.
Which is a little devalued by Chalmurky being in play.
I mean, it's good for against anyone but Tessia, so if he
Mhm.
can
Still
if he can
valuable.
bother someone else, yeah.
Yep.
Baron goes. Okay, no, yeah, I don't get it. I'm sorry.
There goes
Yuna,
selective breeding.
yeah, discards and trashes it to draw free.
Mhm.
Doesn't find much. I suppose I mean, it's 8, so she's 1 off right now. She also still has holo projectors, which will be coming in useful. Surely Tessia just jams Highliner here without a care in the world.
She
Right?
doesn't have to because she does have infiltrate. She might want to bait somebody into doing
Actually,
it, but nobody
yeah,
has spice. Is the thing.
yeah, thank you for that. She should actually always go Haga Basin here. I'm being a moron.
Again, if she gets 3 spice somehow, but I don't see how. She could be paying for Demand Respect. She could be paying for Sleeper Must Awaken, and she could be paying for Highliner all
But she
in
doesn't
one.
need to pay for demand.
She doesn't have to. That's right, because she just needs 1 for Fremen.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
if she wins and Baron cannot somehow defend the Spacing Guild alliance, then she can just take that
yeah.
very
I
easily.
assume Baron will not be able to do anything about it. He doesn't have any access to it. He doesn't even have the
Honestly,
alliance.
Baron is starved. He's drawn dead.
Yeah, he was running on fumes for a few rounds, but was still picking up some points.
He needed
Yes,
Leah
yeah.
Pines.
This meant that, yeah? Meant that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's not enough. I think. It's I mean it's 9, but then you will not be able to play Sleeper Must Awaken. It just seems to be a spice short. Which is never where you want to be. Leto puts in his 2 dreadnoughts, probably trying to bluff. Now, of course, Tessia could keep this game going for another round should she want to, but I have 0 reason to believe that, unless she's afraid of Leto having like 5 endgame points in his 5 intrigues.
With Chow Murky, 10 points this turn is absolutely unbeatable.
No, yeah, I really doubt anyone else could be able to beat that.
And I think even 11 points next round.
Is not as good.
is I think it's pretty safe
Yeah,
still.
yeah, it's
The only
still
thing
it
you're
should.
really afraid of is other people having big
No,
point cards like Baron.
I think Baron could catch her next round. Like,
If he draws well, yeah, with the
yeah,
Leokines for sure.
like buys double spice with Lead Kynes, gets a bump. No, that he's still only at 11 then. Wow. Yeah, it's really hard to beat her. Yeah, that should be a spice. That is enough for a spice. So Mauritania will be at the very least buying a spice on slow.
Yuna is fighting for third place. The thing is, I don't think 7 victory points is gonna get you into the top 8 third
Yeah,
places.
actually, it is. I don't know. The game we commented earlier today, I believe it was Group K, had both the third and fourth place at 7 points as well. So
Hmm. I
there
mean, it's
have
not
been.
impossible, but it's not
Yeah,
not an
it's
ideal
not very
situation.
likely. It's not like you're third with 12 points and you're like, okay, yeah, no, I'm getting through.
It's also, I think, not about the
Yeah,
absolute number of victory points, but they will compare
yeah, percentages of points in the
percentages.
whole
Yeah.
game.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, is that a Holtzman?
Invasion ships.
Yeah, Holtzman engine shows up, which Baron would quite like it if he lived to play it, but we will not be seeing the next round, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, Tesla can absolutely skip Spiceman Slow if she needed to,
Or she can
or
skip
she can just
sleep.
not sleep or must awaken. It's identical.
Yeah, I mean,
Either is
uh,
1 point.
I, yeah, I mean, yeah, this is always happening, so you might as well do it now.
Hmm. Just establish dominance. Get
Yeah,
those
like,
troops in there.
yeah, shows to Duclido, no, I am winning this combat.
Yeah.
Leave. Depart. Actually, is that enough? Funnily enough, if she doesn't put in any more troops, Lido can tie her.
Can he? Yeah, he gets 6 more from reinforcements. Oh, he doesn't have the Solari.
No, it's 4 from rapid mobilization, so that's 8,
All
and
right.
5 swords, that's 13. But
Mm.
she would then just play her intrigue back at
Mhm.
and laugh.
She does have 1 more action.
I wonder what is it gonna be? I mean, probably just mining for spice. Uh, it tells you to grab 2 spice back. Guild Accord is not automated.
Yep. She got it.
There it is.
Smuggling to what? Take Solari so it can pay
Oh, so
for reinforcements. So he is
that
making an attack on this
he
combat.
might just win this combat then.
D-
Right?
depends on what she does.
I
If
mean,
Tessia gets 3 more troops in, then she will win, I think.
wait.
Let's do some
Does
math here.
does the difference between 3 and 2 matter? That's my question. So that's gonna be 3 and 4 at 7. That's he's right on 625. Lido gets to 25. This is at 19 right now.
Mm.
21.
And she would be at 27.
20. But what?
If she gets 3 more troops in, she would be at 27. But she has to go with
Yeah.
Karthak.
Yeah. Meaning if she goes and grabs spice, they tie in the combat. Goodness me. They're actually going to tie.
Yeah. If
No,
she only puts in 2 troops, they will
wait,
tie. Yeah.
but there is the question: will Leto do it? Because from what he sees, this might not be the last combat. He doesn't know about either intrigue in her hand.
I would I would say that he is going all in, but I would much more concerned about Tessia not putting in two more troops because right now she looks like the definite winner.
No, I mean, I think Tessia always puts in two more troops, but the question is, do you maybe
Hmm.
not do that in favor of
Spice
trying
must
to?
flow.
No, in just in no, she always needs to grab. She's never buying spice. Well, never mind.
She's
Okay,
not putting in any troops. Yeah,
that
the
is
spice must
really
flow.
bad. That's such a weird.
And
Why would you do that? It's a
If
point either
Lido sees
way.
it,
No, but why would you do that? It's genuinely boggling.
uh, huh.
I think this is just incorrect.
It's hard to see.
I mean,
Like I would not be expecting Lido
it's
to
future.
go.
It's more future proof, I guess, because it's like if I lose this combat, I will have a better next round. Yeah, no, Lido is absolutely going to beat the ever loving daylights out of her.
Mm-hmm. Very shrewd play here from Lido. He does see it,
Yeah, well
grabs
done.
the opportunity.
Very well done with Somancy. And all of a sudden, Tessia is in a bind. And the game that looked all but over will have 3 players on 8 points after this combat.
She will
Baron
not
would.
have easy access, at
Oh
least,
my
to build
god.
record.
How many cards does she have in deck?
6.
I don't think it matters. I think she's going to be going for the Sleeper Master Awaken. Yeah. Do you think Lita would do this if Tessia put in like 2 more troops? That she could have done very easily.
I think so, because for Lido, this is all in anyway.
No, but why would it be all in? This combat is 1 point for him. I I wouldn't think he'd go full all in on this.
I think this is the only chance he's gonna get at taking the Space and Guild Alliance away from um, both Tessia and Baron.
I didn't think he'd care about it, but fine. Yeah, Tessia is gonna play strategic push, Lita will play tiebreaker, and that's gonna be all she wrote for this combat. Wow, we are going against all odds to round 8. Yeah.
Wild cursor movements,
Yeah.
always funny.
Oh my
She
god.
finds staged incident. Oh my word.
Better player. Better player. That is disgusting. I mean, Tessia is at the very least on 11 points. Seeing as she's going to be getting 2 points off her intrigues and 1 point for the Fremen bump. She might be losing the Bene Gesserit alliance though, which might hurt.
I'm
Yeah.
now interested to see what Baron's hand is, because this will determine whether he has any chance at getting second place here.
Oh wow, that heaven sent.
That is a good hand.
That is the best hand his deck can produce.
Yeah, almost. I think
Yeah,
if Dune and Signet Ring were also Fremen cards, that would be fantastic.
yeah. I don't think he has enough Fremen cards for that, seeing as he had 2 in his last hand.
Right, right. He does have some in his discard pile.
Currently, you go full space to selective. Like, I don't think Baron should ever have any false hope about actually winning this combat, right?
He does need an Emperor bump though,
Uh,
for his. Look at his cursor.
yeah, I know. I see. He would like an Emperor bump, of course, but I think surely you look at the charisma, you look at your opening hand, and you're like, can I get 2 spice this round? Can you take a gander at how many cards he has in deck? 4. Huh.
Mm.
Please search through his discard. I want to see what's in there.
Mm, I will refrain from doing that,
What?
especially after being asked specifically not to meddle too much with the cursor because the people
Okay.
can see it.
I mean, yeah. I think it's different like that, but fair enough.
If they didn't ask me, then yes, but
Yeah,
they
fair enough.
specifically asked not to do it, so I'll
Okay.
refrain. Okay, here comes the fold space. Is
Well,
that
this was
selective
expected. Where is it going?
selective or emperor? I mean, my guess again because of the cursor movement would be emperor, but I think he's reconsidering to go signet first.
Yeah. Uh,
He could also take a wild approach to this and try to get both shipping spaces to get a bump from there and then use fold space to acquire
it's
whatever is
mental.
necessary.
As soon as he gets on one of those tests, he's blocking the other and laughing. I think. Wait, why are
I
we
don't
talking
think
about this?
anybody
No,
else has any
no, we are
use
mental,
for. Yep.
my friend. You just go tech negotiation and buy Holtman. It's a free point. What are we talking about? Literally a free point for him. No questions about it.
Yep, and he sees it.
Yeah, smarter man than I. We even mentioned
Very
it
well
last
done.
round.
Yeah,
Completely forgot about it.
yeah, you did mention it. Absolutely.
After Baron Harkonnen does not make the oversight that I almost made. And he will be also getting an intrigue for this. What does he find? Not much use to him now, unfortunately. I mean, it might be. Wait, hold on.
It could
Hold
be.
on.
It could be.
Wait. Oh no, he's one spice off! I was looking at what if he goes conspire
Conspire.
and double shipping, but he
Mm-hmm.
can't. He's he's one off. Well, so Baron is getting to 11.
Is he?
Yeah,
He gets one spice must flow, and he has
he
one
gets
from from plants within plants.
and one for Holtzman.
Oh right. Yeah, he is on 11.
Yeah, unless someone blocks wealth, which will not be happening.
So I guess it's again down to whoever wins this combat.
I doubt it. Seeing as neither here nor Tessia are winning this combat, and Tessia is at the very least on 10, but probably more seeing as she will be going research station to fix her very unfortunate hand.
Tessia is on 11 as well, and she wins with Joe Murky.
She's not on 11 yet.
She does have staged. She does
Yeah, exactly.
have
Oh,
Sleeper Must Awaken. And she also gets a bump for.
Yeah, should she get the bump,
Furman.
then you would be right, yeah.
Mm,
But she should be able to do that.
with
Do it
diplomacy,
now.
yeah.
So it's gonna be what? Diplomacy and then probably just jam Thopter and see if you can get a spice on slow?
Yep.
Wait, is that even possible? Hold on, let me do some math. 2, 4, 5. Draws 2 cards. Needs to draw 2 twos. A Mentat would be very useful.
Mm.
So her ordering might be different. Maybe she goes shipping for Solari and then Mentat. But that's risky. It shows her hand. Leto draws Machine Culture, which is an endgame point that he will not be getting, unfortunately. Anyone For anyone other on this table, that would be an easy point to fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, yep, Baron gets his wealth. Draws a card for his trouble. That's not gonna make his day better.
Unfortunately, not.
Barely has 9. Actually, never mind. He has 11. I forgot about
Yeah, he also
intrigue.
does. Yeah, the intrigue.
Yeah, he has charisma.
Mm.
What
then,
will Yuna do now?
Yeah,
That
Yuna is
question.
very starved again.
Yuna could try and grab Tessia's alliance. But ruined Tessia's day. Never mind.
Decides
She.
against it.
Yep. Just goes Arcane. Digging for more combat cards. Finds more combat cards. That is as good of a combat card as she was gonna find. I doubt it'll be enough with Duke Leto and his. Is it two Master Tacticians? Of course it is.
And he still has Dispatch on way.
So Tessia doesn't want to risk it. Just goes immediately to Hardy Warriors. I
Yeah.
probably would have drawn 2 cards on Interstellar Shipping first to see if I can make use of the Solari or
I
Mantat.
think that this can almost not be challenged.
Uh,
Her getting to 11 points
no,
with Chow Murky is
no, no,
almost not challengeable.
yeah, no. Unless Yuna went for the alliance, which she didn't, it was not challengeable. My issue with it is that she could have been looking for 12 points if she drew 2 cards first and tried to go to Mentat. She will not be getting Mentat now, is the issue. Yeah, it was never gonna happen, was it? Leto is in the game.
I guess so.
Leto, where will
I
he go with
think
his ring?
she made the safe call though.
Yeah.
Can't really argue with that.
The only way it was unsafe was if both the Fremen access spots were taken, which was, mind you, it was pretty unlikely, but still possible.
And Baron could have had corner of the market.
Yep. I mean, if Baron has cornered the market, he has cornered the market. Can't really play around that, can you?
No. That intrigue, in my opinion, needs to be removed from the game.
I mean, you say that, and I agree it's very strong, but plans is just as strong.
Yeah.
I mean,
Plans, however, rewards nothing. Like, you get nothing from having 3 influence. And corner of the market is like, hey, we heard you like victory points, so we're gonna give you some victory points on top of
okay,
your victory
I mean,
points.
yeah, that is true on one hand. On the other hand, it's much easier to get the free bumps than to get a spice over the course of a game, in my opinion, because you can work
Depends
those
on the
bumps up.
deck.
Yeah, that is true as well. I mean, our Baron was supposed to be a shoe-in for 2 points on that, but he's chilling here wishing he had corner.
Hmm.
Uh, oh yeah, he has tech negotiation and the intrigue, right? My bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's also sitting here praying that someone donates him one Solari. Wait, no, he's not in the
What?
combat. Wait, what the? Is he just looking for spice for tiebreakers?
I guess.
I mean, I
I
guess
mean,
if someone else
he has to
reaches
worry
him,
about the tiebreaker now
yeah,
with Lido
I
and Yuna.
I think he's just
Or
searching
not
for top
Lido,
2.
sorry. Just
Yeah.
for just with Yuna. Because Lido is gonna get to. Oh, actually, never mind. Baron is gonna be way ahead of Lido.
Yeah, Baron is going to be tied with Tessie on victory points.
Mm.
Oh wow, Yuna is acting up. Actually, what is the second intrigue? I don't see it here.
Poison Snooper.
Oh god. Okay. I mean, that is very peculiar to do. Oh, she did it to
That
snatch an
was.
intrigue from Lito. That's so mean.
Oh, right. Yeah, she did go intrigue. Secrets, sorry.
Yeah, that's
I was
so
like,
mean.
did the players just have some bit of fun or whatever? Did he throw an intrigue? No, of course
Oh
it's
god.
secrets.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because he has been holding on to that for the entirety of the game, and now it gets stolen. Oops, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that shall be one off a spice and slow as well. Will be revealing for 8. Oh well. Duclida does another reveal, buys absolutely nothing, doesn't matter. Last round. Baron buys a spice. Fair. Gets a spice. And Yuna will actually be taking this combat home, I think.
Yeah, you have to play charisma here.
Why?
No?
No, he has enough.
Oh yeah. That is
He has exactly 9.
4, 6, 8, 9. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, Liat is that stupid.
Mm-hmm.
What a ridiculous card. Why would you not play Poison Sniffer?
With how weak deck builders are in Rise of X, I am not even mad. I'm zero mad at Leah Jones.
Really? Not even a little bit?
Nope. Deck builders are very weak. Corner of the market, however, it doesn't require you to go into deck building or to Spice Must Flow builds.
Yeah,
It just
it's like
is
just
that
buy
strong.
2 spice to get another point. Sure, I will do it.
Yeah.
If no one else bothered to do it,
And a
sure,
third
another
spice
point.
usually even gets you a second point on top of your 3 points.
Yeah, my issue with it is like how many extra points you had. Like basically, if no one else has 2 spice, then it doubles your spice slow points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tessia will be grabbing the Sleeper Must Awaken.
And staged incidents as well, which will give her 3rd place.
Baron is still holding out hope, but soon he will realize it was all for naught.
I mean, there are still 2 intrigues to be drawn here, so.
That is true, but none of them by him.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't think there's any intrigue that pulls Yuna out of this.
Yuna is gonna win this combat, I think.
Yeah. Oh, so Lito will be drawing an intrigue. Yeah, no intrigue is getting Lito up to 11.
Mm.
Unless they change
Lito will be 4th place, I think.
Wow, what a close game all throughout. Even though Baron started going up, after a while, the rest of the table just caught up to him. Lito very, very shrewdly went in and stopped Tessia from ending the game.
Absolutely fantastic. Twists and turns, left and right.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game to watch and to commentate.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining.
Yeah,
that was good.
When the dust settles, it is Tessia in first because of Chow Murky tied with Baron, followed by Yuna in third and Duke Lito in fourth. Let's go and talk to our players.
She gets 1 more point, I think.
How?
She can. Oh no, she didn't win.
No, she didn't win combat.
Never mind. She can play Demand Respect. Yeah. Cool.
Let's find our players.
To them.
Somancy, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Oh, cool.
We both have a big question for you.
Okay, did I miss
But
something?
first of all, sorry, before we go into questions, thank you very much for playing, everyone. That was a fantastic game to watch.
It was a great game.
Yeah, absolutely enjoyable. Thank you very much for putting up a great show, all of you. Lito ending up being the very regrettable sacrificial lamb. He was the one to absolutely take the brewing massive combat dominance away from Tessia by going full-scale assault while she was blocked away from going Swordmaster, and then just ends up being overtaken by 2 very shrewdly drawn intrigues. Oof. That was rough to watch.
That combat was rough to watch. Especially since Tessia or Simon could have gone to a mining spot to still get the 1 point in the reveal, but also have more combat power.
Yeah, I got greedy because I wanted to get a point from Spice Must Flow rather than Intrigue, because I knew that I can get this Intrigue point the next round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had two ways to end the game right there and not allow Lito to overtake you, but Lito very smartly saw it, and you didn't place
more combat intrigues.
I'm impressed.
You could have won by going to Carthag. Carthag was still open. You had Signet Ring in hand. You would not have been able to buy Spice Must Flow, but placing 3 more
Nor
troops
would you be able
in combat would have given you more combat.
To be fair, like that's true, but I couldn't know what intrigues.
Yeah, you know, no, I mean, I find it impressive that you actually, in the end, correctly played around the fact that he managed to put in. How much combat power did he have in total? That's 14.
25.
He had the 19 combat power in hand.
Yeah. That was pretty sick.
Somancy, can you just talk us through that round where you had like 8 to buy in hand and you just jammed the research station without a second thought?
I knew what my next draw was, so it was going to end up being liaison, convincing argument, and
Oh
something
god,
else.
yeah, fair
And I
enough.
was like, okay, if I don't do it now, even though I don't want to, I'm going to have a terrible turn next turn.
Can you just
So,
drop a liaison on that on research next round?
yeah, I mean, I guess that would have been decent, but then what if it gets taken is my other thought.
That is
So
the
I
issue,
figured
yeah.
I was planning for the next turn with that.
Yeah.
Probably didn't work out. The other thought was that if I get enough reveal power, I could get a worm and something if something showed up. But our row was like really dry this game. So.
Yeah.
The row started off
exception.
strong, but then nothing was happening.
It was a lot
row.
of combat stuff going on.
That is true.
Mm.
There were 3 very, very big combat cards very early on.
Yeah.
Which always leads to a very, very interesting game to watch.
Yeah, honestly. If it was a different row, it might have been easier to play around and more interesting for the players. But this made it actually very contested and very interesting to watch with all the combat shenanigans going on. Because, again, Tessia was ready to take off with a very, very strong setup with troop transports. Then Lido interjected, going to get his shipping access so that Tessia wouldn't have as good of a time with that. Then took full-scale assault, and suddenly Tessia was actually behind in combat power overall.
Yeah. I'm still not over. I think it was like round 3 or 4. Where just every single one of you drew an absolutely awful hand.
Oh
like you will see it when watching back. No one drew what they wanted.
That was
everyone had that
great.
idea.
Absolutely. Habboot, you were taking shipping in like round 3 or 4 in your third action.
Yeah.
Like,
his last
thing is
action was
that
interstellar shipping.
I mean, I had a great start, but Somancy just made it really awkward for me when he deliberately and correctly tied the first combat. Otherwise, I would have
so
run away with the
painful.
game. Like, I would have run away with the game like real hard. But I needed to take this action in second spot to get Deliet. And if I have gotten Deliet and also the first
Combat.
bump to get the shipping, that would have been like, that would have been terrible for everyone. So Somancy correctly blocked me there, and it was very hard because that made Tessia get shipping very uncontested for the first couple of rounds.
Yeah.
So it made that was a very shrewd play. Yeah, very good.
No, but it ends up being a judgment call because at the end he gave unrestricted shipping access to Tessia, who was also playing before him, which blocks him from shipping.
Yeah, but he can get back real fast because he's Lito. I could not. So that was the way to take me out of the game in a game that I was like already winning round 1 with the Liet buy, and everyone else like bought a liaison or something that wasn't really impactful. So yeah, I think it was the right call. But I mean, these characters, there was going to be a very hard fought match for the tracks. That's why I actually secured the Fremen Alliance so early with almost. I mean, actually, I gave up on the second point with plans. I already knew that I wasn't going to be able to get it just to secure this alliance because otherwise these two guys, Somancy and Simon, were going to wreck me on this alliance. And if they overtake, I could lose the game. One that I felt that I was kind of ahead.
Yeah. I mean, you were in a fantastic spot all the way up until the very end.
Yeah, I mean, except for my round 7 that I got no points, and I
that
got
was very, very painful.
the shittiest hand ever. But I mean, I went round 6 to research, and I had 8 cards, 3 good cards, 5 awful ones. I drew the 3 good ones there, and then I knew that my hand on round 7 was going to be awful, and I had no points, so I just had to set up for round 8 to get the points.
Yeah, I was very worried for you in that round. I was like, "Ooh, how is Baron gonna get his head
come
out
back
of this?"
into it?
And then
I
we
mean,
got Holtzman,
Yeah,
You got.
if this shuts the game there,
plans.
maybe I don't make it.
That is.
But
Yeah.
again, all goes back to Somancy really from the start, being the sacrificial lamb, and then one shrewd play after another still ends up
Yeah.
last place.
I
That's how
also
this
had
game
Yeah,
two
works.
unfortunate.
daggers.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate.
I
Sorry,
also
what?
had two daggers at the beginning in the round, in the first
Yeah,
round.
you could
that
have
I
won.
almost
Yeah.
had two
No.
troops, and I really regretted that. But then I saw that Lito actually also had two
Yeah,
daggers.
that
and
was mental.
died.
That
And
was
yeah, I
so
was
good
so
for you.
happy to see that.
Lito.
My mistake didn't matter after
Yeah.
all.
Somancy did a great job at playing the table, but unfortunately he couldn't find enough points in the end.
Yeah, because everyone was going all in on their like the one combat VPs. I was hoping to snag one of those, but you guys were putting in like 20 combat power.
I put in 24 for a one combat.
Yeah, that was impressive. I mean, I had
Honestly,
to go all in.
everyone was going very hard at combats, not for all of
Yeah.
them, not just the,
Yeah.
the victory point ones.
Yeah, the thing is that there were a lot of daggers, and with good players, you cannot play around. Like, you just cannot like leave a troop behind for the next round. You're gonna lose if you do that. So, yeah, I mean, some ones you overcommit, but you overcommitted. I mean, it looks like you overcommitted because you overcommitted, right? Because if you just leave the troops behind, someone is going to overtake you. So I don't know. I mean, it looked awful for Roar that combat, but it was because you make a statement with that, and
And
no one was going to bother trying to steal that combat from you.
Yeah, it's like this is my combat, now back off.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to do it with
the 4-cost infiltrate guy, right? I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, and you could 100% beat me because I looked at max. You could like go up to 18, right? So I was like, fuck. And you had 3 intrigues in hand. I was scared.
I was actually happy to not have it, to have it for the next round after
Yeah.
seeing that you committed so much.
Mhm.
Guys,
Anyway, thank you very much for playing. Yeah, that was wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. Great
Sorry
game.
for Somancy. Very
Yeah.
And
undeserved.
Roar. Yeah,
And,
but I mean,
good luck qualifying.
everyone
for
played
the
great.
finals.
Good luck, guys. See you around.
Yeah.
Awesome game. Bye bye.
Have a good one. Bye bye.